KZMB All Zombie Radio.
Hey. Yeah, this place sucks. I hate it here. Okay, so hello, welcome to a new episode of Finding Found, the show where we find things that maybe weren't found on NBC's latest episode of its hit TV show, Found. I kind of flubbed that, but it's fine. We're live. There's no redos. Um I apologize for the late start, but you're so used to me saying that at the beginning of every episode that doesn't even mean anything anymore. Probably not. I'm so sorry. I mean that with my whole heart, even though I sound really pissed and mad right now. I'm mad at you. It's not you. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm not going to quote Taylor Swift. Screw her. Anyway, like who even cares about her anymore? And also, you still have bangs? Are you serious? How old are you? It's giving millennial. Anyway. Swifties don't cover me. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about season 2, episode 12, entitled Missing While Misidentified, which was weird. Hi, Marcus. Thank you for being ride or die. You're perfect in every way, and we love you. Okay, so yeah, why does it say Marcus is here, but it says nobody's here? Oh, what? Okay, hold on. Let me just check that to make sure that things are actually happening. Oh, now it says Marcus is here. Okay, well, we're just on a delay then. Fine. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, so first things first, let me say, I'm going to make a promise to people right now. Lord, strike me down if I do not do it. Okay, so I am going to set the event on Thursdays so that it shows up on your YouTube to say that we are streaming on Fridays ahead of time. I'm also going to try to stop watching the episode literally right before we go live because it's becoming a problem for me. It's a problem, and I'm not live tweeting anymore, which is lame. And also, then this happens. I guess. I don't know. Why does it take 40 minutes to set up my computer? Nobody knows. It's like that Tootsie Pop commercial. It's like the children from the 70s haven't known, and neither will we. Okay? It's a 1, a 2, a 3. 3 bites to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop. He's a bold-faced liar.
I said it every time. I was like, I hate this commercial. He's a liar.
Why is he lying? Why is he lying? And why have you been lying since the 1970s? Who do you think you are? Owl. Anyway, tangent, millennial tangent. Ugh, barf. Okay, so we are covering episode 12, Missing While Misidentified, which is kind of a mouthful. Kind of a mouthful, kind of a jumble, and kind of a weird episode.
A little bit. I need to be closer.
I think I'm just like, I switched the cameras so that you were more visible. Does that make sense? Because it was like so weird last episode. It was like you were like smaller.
Oh.
I don't know. It's fine. I'm very close. I'm not really. Like it's all the way over here. But what are you going to do? Just look at I have a huge head, okay? Just accept it. And if I wasn't fat, it would look like a lollipop. But luckily, I'm fat, so it's like all balanced out, you know? But I'm trying not to be. Hey, fatties, lose some weight. Anyway. I literally talked to Takira on the way home from work today, and I shared with her that not that long ago on a stream with Squawking Dead with Dave and Sharon D, all three of us are on a stream. You know, of course, the one skinny person isn't there. And and someone joined the live, and their only comment was "lose some weight, fatties," and I died. And all I said was, "I'm literally trying." Because, like, what else do you respond to that? And then I went to go look up the person and they had blocked me. So I guess that pissed them off. I don't know. I'm trying to do what you asked me to, and then you get mad. So anyway.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go on all skinny people videos while they're on and say, "Lose some weight, fatties."
I'm gonna be like, gain some weight, skinnies. Like skinnies doesn't hit the same. You know what I mean? Skinnies just does not hit the same as fatties does. I don't know why. Honestly, it doesn't have to be bad. You know what I mean? We could just take the word back and be like, oh, that's cute. They call us little fatties. So cute. It's like when you call someone a cutie patootie. It kind of sounds the same. Just a little fatty. It's fine. Otherwise, my head would look really disproportionate from my body. Because it's huge. Okay, anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk episodes. Let's talk deets. Hey, guess what? We're actually going live at the right time on the right day. So surprise, I don't have ratings for you because we don't get them this early because it just aired yesterday. So surprise, surprise. Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. I didn't start off the show with ha, ha. There you go. That's what the theme song is. Okay. So Missing While Misidentified, directed by Nikhil Panise, written by Sine Hoffman. We went over that last week. Repeat players in the found verse. Okay. So, oh, I heard myself. That was weird. So great. Loved him. Loved him in previous episodes. Did a lot of stuff in season 1. So, repeat players, all good. What is happening? My computer's freaking out again. Great. Cool. Love that for me. All right. So, episode aired literally last night at the butt crack of midnight. It's not really that late, but it feels that late. I can't hear you. Oh, there you are. Okay. It's like you keep cutting out. I don't like it. Don't like it. There, I heard you. Great. Excellent. Okay. So it airs at the butt crack of midnight or whatever. Right after Law and Order SVU, I believe, is what we're at now. Because they're paired up. They're like, yeah, crime fighting NBC evenings, Thursday nights. Hot crime Thursdays. That's not what they're called, but that's what I'm going to call it from now on. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they had like an Unhinged commercial? It's like, join us for Hot Crime Thursdays on NBC, starting at the butt crack of midnight, Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Okay. So watch a short ad. You better get the hell off my screen. What did I download? What did I download that this is happening? Do I have Napster? Do I have Napster again? Do I have LimeWire? Kazaa? What is happening? Okay. I don't like it. Oh, it's pop-ups. Oh, pop-ups again. Oh my God. I'm dead. Okay. Anyway, this episode started with, all right, I'm going to call it like I see it, okay? You may disagree with me. I don't know how you're going to stand on this. We're going to call him Famey because that is fake Jamie.
Damn, Jamie.
It's not.
I was so, like, I couldn't even enjoy the episode because I was so annoyed because I want him gone. Why are you here?
Why are you here? This is weird.
It was weird and off-putting, and why is everybody, I mean, they're not technically following along, but it's like,
No, literally no one is, except for Margaret. Okay, so Famey shows up and he's like, hey mom, I'm your long lost baby boy. And she's like, maybe not. You are though. I'm so happy that you're back. and I'm completely sold on this. And everyone's like, bro, who is this guy? And also, what? Where did he come from? And he doesn't even really look like your son. Like,
I was so we're just gonna throw all of our years of skills and detecting out the window.
just that's a job well done. We found him. We found him. He showed up and he said he was him. And we believe it.
Let's not run down and get that DNA kit.
Well, Don was going to test his DNA, but he
It was-
grabbed the pizza crust with his ungloved hand. Why did you even put a glove on? You put on a glove to hold a plastic bag open, and then with your bare hand, you grab the pizza and put it in.
Well, results are in. Apparently,
It's Don. He's Don. I would love that. Your son is Don. What? I love that. It was weird. It was weird. I was like, bro, why are you wearing a glove? Why are you only wearing one glove? And it's so obvious because it was those blue nitrile. So it was like one was like bright blue and the other one is just his hand. We're short on the glove budget at NBC, I guess. I'm not really sure.
guys get one glove.
We call it the Michael Jackson rule. It's a budgetary must. We include it every year.
Hold on.
Okay, so fake Jamie shows up. He's like, "Hey, mom, your baby boy's back, and he loved me." And then also, Gabby's being arrested. Maybe. No, I shouldn't say that. Detained. They can't bring charges because there's no charges to bring. Then they're like, "Hey, Hugh Evans, psych, we didn't really arrest you. Regular. We brought you in to talk to us." But you are arresting him, so I'm not really sure what's happening there. But okay, yeah, Trent, go ahead and lie to him. What? I need your help forming a case against the woman that you're obsessed with. Okay, that's gonna go well. It did not. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Trent's like, yeah, tell me all the lowdown about how you were kidnapped, you beta. What? That's not really what he said. I don't know why I added that. That was weird. I just wanted to emasculate him for some reason. I'm not really sure. Kind of like Gabby did. You'll eat when you're useful. So yeah, so Gabby's being detained. Hugh Joseph Evans is being interviewed.
Wait, I realized something. And since you mentioned the you'll eat when the case is solved or whatever she said.
Mm-hmm.
All I could think of for a good 8 minutes after that scene was all the dust that had probably settled back down on whatever food that she had.
Ugh.
It was all I could think about.
Gross. Ew. You'll eat this dusty food when you're useful, you loser. You beta. What? Hey Durga. Hey! We haven't seen you in a while. When you say you were waiting for this episode all your life, do you mean us? You don't. You mean the episode of Found and I know it, but it's okay. I'll be delulu about it. You mean us and we're your favorite and you love us.
Definitely.
Tahira, can you go into your settings and turn off, I feel like you have noise suppression turned on maybe?
Settings.
Do you have noise suppression or okay, can we hold on? Let me pick the one. Let me pick the right one. Can you disable noise suppression? Okay. It keeps cutting you off. Like if I'm talking when you're talking, I can't hear you at all. So I just wanted to. cut
But
that.
it's weird because it shows it like it's on, but then it says noise suppression is not supported in Safari. So I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I'll just try to watch for when your lips move and I'll stop talking. Okay. All right. Duri says he was aroused that whole 200 plus days. That's all I can think about. You nasty lady. Get out of here. You're right, though. He was rock hard. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, they're like, hey, talk about this lady that you're obsessed with so we have evidence against her. And he's like, bet, not really. Um then it's like, so this episode was weird because it was like flashback, but semi-recent flashback from right before season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then currently happening. It was a little confusing because like
Yeah.
Don would be talking to Jamie and I was like, wait, how did this happen in the past? And then I'm like, duh, it didn't, you idiot. Of course it didn't happen in the past, you absolute moron. Anyway, so Don is like, I'm melancholy and broody because that's who I am and that's how I've always been. You might as well call me David Boreanaz from Angel/Buffy because I'm pretty much the same character. On the night of January 8th, I kidnapped a man named Hugh Evans. And Lacey is like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he's like, it's not fair. I'm broody. She's in jail and I'm just sitting here free. And Lacey's like, this is what Gabby wanted. And like, stop, you're being weird. And he's like, no, if I confess, they'll go easy on her and give her less time. And she's like, they'll convict you and they'll use it against her. You're wrong on both counts, brother. He is Angel, isn't he? He's the same. He's the same person. Also, shout out. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up right now. Buffy is getting rebooted with Sarah Michelle Gellar. And I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry, Kira. You're in. We're covering it. Sorry, we're doing it. You know
I don't
what?
mind. I don't
You know
mind.
what? Because if the Charmed reboot had been good, we would have covered that.
We would have.
So, and this is probably going to be bad, but we're at least going to try.
I mean, she at least is on board with it.
She
So
is. It makes me hopeful, but I'm also
yeah.
like, are you going to ruin it? Because like that does happen. But, and also you're like, you're way older now. So how's this going to look? And also, are the comics canon or are they not?
Oh.
I don't know. Do any of us know? Is Slayers canon? I don't know. Slayers the podcast /
These are such good
Theater of the
questions.
Mind, right? Okay, anyway. Okay, well maybe when more information comes out, maybe we'll do a thing. Cuz what if they're at Comic-Con? Look, when the application comes up, I'm going to just tell it. I'm going to tell you to apply.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've talked about it already. So it's going to be fine. Like if we get to go to Comic-Con and see all this stuff, it would be really cool. Anyway. All right. So it's like, yeah, we all want to get Gabby back. Duh. Bro. Don, stop doing it. You're being weird. And oh my gosh, I don't know. Is she gonna be like Giles? Stop. We can't talk about this right now. We're talking about Found.
Okay.
I want to talk about this so bad though. We'll just have to do an episode on it. Okay. Anyway. I have so many questions. Okay. Then Margaret shows up and she's like, Don, Lacey, this skinny kid is Jamie. And they're like, and literally the captions say, oh. That's my response. Oh. He's home. Oh. Okay. then it's like, so I'm just gonna try to get through the Jamie stuff, and then we'll go back to the past.
It's
Ish.
grueling. It's
It's,
grueling.
it's a lot of. We decided anybody who's here, we did it. Jamie's fake. He's not real. He's fake.
Completely
That
fake.
remember that video that went viral on TikTok? That mother effer is not real. That's what I wanted to say right now. Anyway, that was dated. Anyway, sorry, cringy you. Stop, Bridget. Okay. All right. So it's about Jamie. No, see, that's also in the past. Okay. Ugh. The past is Jamie. It's doubled down Jamie on this episode.
Oh yeah.
It's constant Jamie.
Mhm.
Yeah, get Jamie the F out of here. I agree wholeheartedly.
Immediately.
Wholeheartedly. He's the worst. He's a creep. Okay. We're going to come back to it. It's okay. We don't need to talk about that right now. Okay, here
Margaret,
we go.
why would you think that creepy kid is related to you?
Okay, yeah, I know. Okay. All right, Lacey's so excited for her. Because it's like, Jamie was at the bus station. I was standing there, proving to myself that I didn't need to go in. Baby, you literally can't go in. So
Please
it's not
don't
about
go in.
proving it, but you can't, but that's fine. Whatever you say. And I felt a hand on my shoulder, and I knew it was him in that moment that I looked into his eyes. And Lacey's like, "Oh, Margaret, this is perfect. What a dream come true. Literally, it's too perfect. Everybody should be suspicious." And then they're like, okay, so then Zeke is like, "I can't wait to meet him." And Don's like, "That makes two of us." And Zeke is like, "Didn't you literally just meet him?" I love that. It was so funny. And Margaret's like, "Well, I didn't want to overwhelm him." And Don's like, "She kicked us out of the room before I could even say more than hi." He is not having it. He's so mad.
Because
he's broody.
he knows that she knows that that's not Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
so frustrated
Durga.
about it.
Yes. Gabby really did break Margaret. Because what?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because what? How? Anyway, we'll move on. Okay. So she's like, "Well, we're overwhelmed, and Jamie doesn't want to answer any questions right now. Suspicious. That's sus for one." And then Zeke's like, "Wait, he hasn't told you who kidnapped him and where he's been all these years?" Here's where it gets wild. No, and I don't want to push him. I just want to spend time with him. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. Jamie just wants to spend time with you and the rest of his family. Bombastic side eye. Truly. Jamie doesn't want to see his father or sisters, does he? Is what Dawn asks. And she's like, well, everything's just happening so fast. And, she gets that like stuttery thing when she's like, because you're making excuses, Margaret, is really what it is. There's a lot he and I need to talk about before we bring them in. What? That has to do with her feeling guilty about what happened. I guarantee it. She feels like she needs to apologize to him first, which is so jacked. But anyway, we just need a little bit of space and times. And as my friends, I would think that you would honor that. Wow. I want to get back to my son. Okay. Something's off about this whole thing is what Don and Zeke think. And then Lacey's like, "Well, let's just respect Margaret's wishes. She's trying to play peacemaker." We all know trauma looks different on everyone. I've never seen Margaret this happy before. That's exactly why I'm worried, is what Don says. Less than a week ago, I was standing with my toes in the water trying to convince her not to herself. We have to protect her, even from herself if necessary. Zeke looks through the bus station footage. Did he get off a bus? Can we trace it? Like, what can you find? What can you find? And even if this guy is Jamie, we don't know him and we don't know what happened to him. Amen.
Yep.
Okay. So then it goes into another flashback that we'll get back to again. Okay. Then Okay. Flashback, flashback, flashback. Still flashback. Still flashback. There's so much flashback in this. It's ridiculous. Okay. Goes back to Dawn goes to talk to Gabby. A masterclass in delusion, 100%. Dawn goes back to Gabby and he's like, bruh, what is happening? Like, can you be involved, please? And then she's like, what are the chances that Jamie would show up the very night I get arrested? It's like, it's too weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's too weird. And Dawn's like, yeah, I'm with you, but there's no talking to Margaret about this right now. She wants this to be her kid so badly. And then Gabby's like, yeah, and if it's not her kid, she's going to be back at the beach and we're going to be dealing with that whole thing again. And they said, in this time, there'll be no talking her down, which is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gabby's like, Jamie has a mole on his right elbow. Check it. And then Dawn's like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Which I love that, like, Gabby is so good at remembering those little details
Mm-hmm.
because that's what makes her like Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's why her, like, when he says we would make a good team, he's not wrong.
Not at all.
He's not wrong. It's messed up, but they would be a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, then Gabby's kind of talking about how, like, she's just glad that both of her parents have passed so they don't have to see it. Like, her being arrested, they'd be ashamed. And everyone's like, no, girl, like, your dad was proud of you. And it's a sad moment. It's just a sad moment. Anyway, it's kind of like at the same time, this is also a flashback. It like zooms into a flashback again. So, all right. We're going to go away from that. Okay. Moving on. Still flashback, just endless flashback. Honestly, it's like it was like 10% Famey and
right,
and 90% flashback. Okay. So okay, still a lot of flashback, a lot of stuff with Gabby and Sir, which trust me, we'll get into because it was good. All right. Okay. Still flashback. Oh my God, it is endless. All right. So we get back to fake Jamie talking to Margaret. And fake Jamie is like, I don't want to go home with you because, like, because I'm fake and I'm not real. And that's why. And Margaret's like, okay, yeah, that's believable. And I believe it 100%. And then Jamie's like, I just want to know more about your work here at M&A, even though I've been missing for so long. This is what I'm interested in. This very office. That's weird. It's important to you, right? Because I'm trying to get to know you because I don't actually know who you are. You're just a lady that I followed around the bus station like a weirdo. And then she goes through and she's like, well, the first thing we do is we try to humanize the person. We like learn about their life, their family, their friends. We need to understand them. Then we follow leads and we theorize about what might happen. And then he's like, this was such a weird moment. He's like, is Gabby an optimist or a pessimist?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I don't understand the question. What? You do, but how do you not? That was weird. Okay, I'm going to read comments for a second. Nurse said, I'd get the DNA from quote unquote Jamie and have the psych ward on standby. He was not wrong at all. And if he'd not been a total creep, he could have probably had Gabby the right way. He's still smexy AF. And then she says, oh, wait, she was a child. Never mind. I'm dead. Stop. Stop. Who sent him? Good question. You want to know my theory? I'll lay it out here already. Do you want to know my theory about fake Jamie?
I think Sir sent him.
Fake Jamie is the son of the sister that is dating Trent. What up? That's my theory. That theory is insane. That would be crazy. Okay. So my belief firmly is that the woman who is dating Trent is Sir's sister and is the accomplice.
Yeah, I
100%.
definitely think
That's
that.
what I think. I don't know if that's true, but it's what I believe in my heart. And I want it to be true so bad because it would be so good. I believe that this guy is somehow related. Maybe a son. I think he's working. Yes, Durga. Okay. I think he's working with whoever Hugh was working with. 100%. Yes, same. She is the sister.
Oh yeah,
No
she's
doubt in my mind. The more
100%
I
the
think about
sister.
it, the more I'm like, yes, this is right. This is the right answer. Okay. All right. So, is Gabby an optimist or a pessimist? Seems like a pretty easy question to answer, but she doesn't understand. And since we're really driving points home, apparently, we're like, well, Don is a pessimist, obviously. If you've met him, clearly he's Angel from Buffy, so obviously. Lacey's an optimist, clearly. And you never gave up on me, so you're an optimist. And then he says the weirdest thing. Strange that Gabby isn't here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are close, right? Finally back after 13 years, and she didn't even show up. Who are you, bro? Who are you? Because this is so weird. It's so weird that you're being like this. So weird. Okay, Durga, I love that you have the same theory. Also, 100% knew she was the sister. Love it. I love it. I'm glad we're all on the same page. This is why we're friends. This is why. Okay, so weird, creepy, famey. And then she's like, "Well, I need time with you." Also, she's arrested, but for some reason I'm not telling you that. Which is weird because why is Margaret guarded about that? I think it's because deep down she knows it's not him.
It's because Don saw her Margaret vision him.
100%.
On her face after she Margaret visioned him was not recognition.
Mm-mm.
But then it was almost like she put a mask on right after that and turned into the Margaret that we saw for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, like it was like Stepford Wives.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Margaret. It was weird.
Very.
So then she's like, "You still haven't told me where you've been," which, like, good on you, Margaret. Push him. And he's like, "I'm 18 or whatever, and I'm cool, so I smoke. Do you mind if I have a cigarette to avoid this question conveniently?" Because that's what it was. That's what it was. And anyway, she's like panicking because he's gonna go outside and he's gonna be by himself. So Don is like, "I got it. Because I'm gonna go give him a coffee cup with the lid not on all the way so that he spills it on himself. So that I can take a look at them sweet elbows." That's what he wanted. There he says they're gang stalking the F out of Gabby. Can't. We are besties. We love when you show up. Is Margaret playing Jamie? Oh, this is why we're friends. Yes. I didn't even think about that. How would she have not noticed him? She would have noticed him in the station.
Would have had to. Okay. So switch what I said. She put the mask on because she immediately said, well, clearly he knows more than what we know. So let's figure out what he knows.
Yes, this is like the end of last week's episode where they all fake being mad.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a good. We love you. That's why you're here. That is so good. Okay. All right.
It
I love
makes
that so much.
the episode less weird for me thinking that way. Because like you said, her Stepford Wives thing that she did right after that
It was
made
so weird.
like, are we watching a Twilight Zone version of Found this week?
Yeah. It was uncomfortable. Durga said maybe that's why she kept going back to the bus station, even though she's not allowed in. She wanted to figure out why that kid was following her. This is good. This is really good. Maybe too good for the writers, but I feel like sometimes they watch this and they're like, yeah, you're right. That's a good idea. Let's use that. So
somewhere else and then decided to go to the bus station to see if he would show up.
can you repeat that?
Like maybe she spotted him somewhere. Like since she's not allowed to train at the bus station, maybe he figured out a different way to follow her. And she spotted and she said, okay, well, I know he's gonna spot me if I go to the bus station.
So she was like trying to lure him out. Maybe. I love this. Okay, this is good. These are really good theories. This is a really good theory. Yes, because why would you even come up to me with this BS? Seriously. Seriously.
Like if my kid missing and someone tapped me on the shoulder while I was having a moment at a memorable place. Oh, why are you touching? Second of all, you just gonna randomly walk up to me and doot, doot, doot. Hi, mom. No, no, no.
It was so weird. There are so many ways you could have approached her. Literally, you could have come around to the front of her and that would have been acceptable. Why did you tenderly put your hand on her shoulder? It was so weird. And I would have like jerked so hard, there's no way I would have stood there.
Like almost like she knew he was coming.
Yeah. Yes, Durga. Margaret notices everything. If Zeke says he's been lurking, she saw him. You're 100% right. You are 100% right. And if the writers don't write this in, they are fools because that is such a good storyline. Okay. All right. All right. Let's move on. Okay. So he goes to smoke. Don goes to check out them sweet elbows. Realizes there's no mole on either elbow. So even if anybody was wrong, they don't exist. Here's the thing. Margaret at one point is like, I couldn't believe this came out of her mouth. She's like, literally, can you even imagine what he's been through? Except she said it. She said it to Zeke. And I was like, okay, everyone in the room except for you has literally been held kidnapped. So I think everyone except for you might actually get it. I think they can't imagine. That's wild that you said that. So Don goes to talk to him and he's like, well, first Jamie's like, I'm not trying to torture her. She can't expect me to just like play with my train set, which was like a weird mention. So I feel like we're going to come back to that because it was like a weird line.
Yeah, I want to know if he actually had a train set when he was a kid.
Kind of weird. And then Don's like, yeah, well, you're not the only one who's been held captive because we're all traumatized here. What do you think you are? I was gone on a mission gone wrong. People I trusted betrayed me. He's talking about the drug addict. My country forgot me. It was a long 3 dark years, but after I escaped, I didn't know who I could trust. That would be the most terrifying, especially being in a country that you're not from. I was cold. I was angry. I walked around wearing a steel coat, even when the weather didn't call for it. And Jamie is a punk. So he's like, is this you with the steel coat off? Because I'm really judgmental. Because I'm a teenager. My frontal cortex is not fully developed yet. And, and then he's like, yeah, it makes an appearance every now and then. Of course, my guard's going to be up with you. Who are you, bro? Like, really, literally. But he's like, but thanks to the people in that building, especially Gabby, I mostly don't need it anymore. Like everyone at M&A, I turned my pain into purpose. You have something to live for now, family. Margaret is part of that family, which makes you family too, Jamie. So take your time. We'll all be here, but not really. I'm punking you, and I gave you this coffee that's going to explode. And so he's like, I'm not used to people being nice to me. And then it was like, but he's not being nice to you because literally he gave you a coffee cup that didn't have the lid on. So it was like, but okay. And so then he takes a look at the elbows. And all right, then we're back to another flashback. And then they get the video. Okay. So Don comes to Lacey. There's no moles on either elbow. And then Zeke's like, well, don't mean to chime in at the wrong time, but he's not even happy to see her in the video that I found. And then Don's like, look at her eyes. She did Margaret vision on him.
Mm.
And then Zeke's like, there's more. I look back, and before the restraining order, a couple times, he's there just watching Margaret from afar. I never see him get out of a bus either. So he's just a creep. And then Lacey's like, are we dealing with an imposter? And everyone's like, yeah, obviously, we've thought that the whole time, but it's fine. Thank you, Durga. Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. Remember, this little MFer been in earshot for the most part. I really believe she's playing her part. And if I was Don, I would have hit him with Jamie. Are you even Jamie? And then why didn't Don just grab the cigarette butt? I was wondering that too. Always taking the long route, 100%, because then he's got to be like, I'm of the undead, and I'll creep into this room while you're sleeping, and I'll take your pizza crust with my bare hand while my other hand is gloved, even though that doesn't make any sense and it literally doesn't work, but it's fine.
The pizza crust for DNA made me angry.
Yeah. You may have missed it, but we believe that the DNA test results, Takira said they'll come back as Dawn is her child. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work right. It's not going to go the way they wanted to. Okay. So they left to go get pizza, and now Zeke, Lacey, and Don are worried, so they track Margaret. And guess what? Margaret is pissed. She is pissed. She's like, how dare you follow us? How dare you break my trust? And he's like, bro, I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. And she's like, I told you to back off. Give me a little time and space with my son. And what I said was, that's not your son.
I would have said, I will when we find your son.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dirk, why are you doing this to me today? Why are you giving us gold? It seems like one-sided. It's unfair. Remember Hugh's master plan is to make them whole again? What if they couldn't find Jamie?
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I mean, the way he said he knows, did he say he knows where Jamie is, or he knows what happened to Jamie?
I feel like he said he knows what happened to Jamie. But don't quote me on that because I can't 100% remember.
For a while, I was thinking he said, "Oh, I know where Jamie is." Then oh, that's okay.
Well, you could mean that either way. Even if he was, you could still say, I know where he is, because if you know. So, I mean, either way, I guess it kind of works. Dirk is like, Margaret is like, you're scaring off the mark. Leaving me alone so I can investigate.
You know, and even like, I don't know. I feel like at times that Sir had something to do with Jamie's disappearance or something.
It feels like he does, but it doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. He knows more than he's telling. He
Definitely.
does. I know that he does.
And for some reason, I feel like the only way he knows more is if he really knows more.
I'm worried that Jamie is gone.
Yeah. I just feel
That is,
like it's been too long.
yeah, me too. Okay.
Waltzing up to her in the middle of a bus station.
No, not even remotely true. So they're like, we're just trying to protect you. We found footage of Jamie watching you at the station weeks before. And she's like, I don't want to hear about it because I'm probably lying about this whole thing. Don't worry, I've got it. And he's like, you read him at the station. You read him. What did you find? And she's like, I found my son. Let me be happy. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. So I feel like that's really it for that story. I don't know that there's much more that comes out of that. Oh, there is. I'm sorry. There's the Gabby scene at the end. That's the only thing.
Oh, yeah.
That is the only thing. So they're celebrating, and preemptively, Margaret is putting up the photo of him. Weird. And Gabby, and they're celebrating also because Gabby's out because Sir didn't corroborate the confession. He's like, he looks into the he looks into the camera and wait, I gotta do the whole thing. I gotta do the whole thing because it's so ridiculous. She did nothing. Gabrielle Mosley is a woman of extraordinary integrity and ferocious intellect. She would never engage in the crimes you allege. I mean, kidnapping, hostage taking, becoming the type of monster she fights against every day. It's inconceivable. Shame on you and this department for not knowing Gabrielle Mosley at all. So, for the record, Detective Trent, let me put a fine point on this ludicrous statement. Gabrielle Mosley is innocent. It was so good.
I cackled throughout his whole.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
From his first adjective, I cackled. That
It was
whole.
so good. It was so good. So, so, so Gabby's free now. He was locked up. Famey is here. Margaret is delusional. Don is pissed. And so we put up the picture. And Lacey's like, without Sir's victim statement, they have no case. No one would even dream of prosecuting. I almost said persecuting. Prosecuting you. And then Zeke's like, I can't wait to hug you, which they put that in there because of a line that's mentioned earlier. They put in the I can't wait to hug you because there's a similar line earlier in the episode in which Don, because lest we forget, Don and Zeke used to hate each other, which I had forgotten about until this episode. So that was a nice little reminder. So at the back in the flashback, something similar is said, and Don's like, "You're the reason you can't leave your house." This time he doesn't say anything because they're friends now. So
The way Zeke is a real thing.
I know. We'll get back to it. We're going to go back to the flashback. That was hilarious. That part was hilarious. Okay, so Margaret shows up. She's like, Gabby, I don't know how you're here, but I'm so happy. I'd like you to meet my son, Jamie, who looks nothing like my son. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're all good. And and Gabby just rolls in 100%. She's like, we've been looking for you for a long time. And he's like, thanks for never giving up, even though I'm not really Jamie. So this is emotional gratitude that I'm taking. That's not mine and it's not earned. And then Margaret puts up the picture. And then Margaret's really emotional and she's like, I've been hoping for this moment. I still can't believe it. I can't. She's crying. Fake Jamie hugs her. Anyway, I thought you'd be happier, Gabby. You're free. You're free. Free from jail, not free from Sir. Him withholding his victim statement wasn't out of kindness. He's doing something to keep me from atoning. What is his plan? We don't know. And then there's another case, and they got to move on. Oh, but that case isn't a flashback. But how can you even tell? Because literally they just keep flashing back and forth. And the only indicator is Hugh Evans' hair. But Hugh isn't in all of the episodes, so how can you tell? Because he's disheveled in the flashbacks, and he's not disheveled currently. But also, like, I like his hair disheveled. It looks good. You should rock that. I like the curls in the front. It looked good. Anyway, that's really the end of the episode. Now we got to go back. We got to rewind and we got to go back. Okay. Gabby does stare at Jamie at the end of the episode. And that look is saying, you don't fool me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you are, but you ain't Himothy. You're not. You're not. Okay. You put it on thick. I mean, technically, she didn't do anything to him. He had the chance to leave. He didn't. Arousal does crazy things. Stop it. Margaret also knows that Sir isn't working alone. I can't believe Sis is going out sad like this. She got to know. I believe it. I believe it. Okay, so let's go back to the flashbacks. So this episode is all Jamie focused. Jamie is currently here. Not really. He's fake. Then we get a story that we've never gotten before. We got some retcon. Okay. We're retconning in that right before season 1 starts. Margaret is given information by Detective Trent that says Jamie might be dead. We may have found his body. And I think it's Jamie, and I'm going to make you sad because I really want it to be Jamie. I don't know why. Not me. Detective Trent is saying this. I don't know why I want it to be Jamie. I just do. And I'm convinced it's him. Suck it, Margaret. I don't know why he's like on a mission for it to be Jamie. It's weird. But anyway, it's weird, but it's fine. It happened. So we get this. So this is also, we've been waiting for this. This is also the point in which Sir has just been kidnapped. Don literally just helped her get him down in the basement. We've been waiting on this. Why did she keep him? How unhinged did she get? Pretty unhinged. Is it weird and sexual? A little bit. Why? I don't know. It just is. It's uncomfortable for everyone involved. But some people like it. So I feel like that case was convoluted. Like, how was it the librarian from that quote? I don't know.
What?
How was it the librarian from just that one quote? How did you put it all together? I don't know. It's like all of a sudden we ran out of time and it was like, gotta solve it. And also, how dare you slander North Carolina in this way? How dare you? 1, who are you? 2, who do you think you are? I got words for you, writer's room. Pick South Carolina. It's the worst state. How dare you? Anyway. All right, so let's go back to the beginning and do it again. Once more with feeling. Okay, so there's information that comes in. Maybe Margaret's son is dead because Trent really wants that to be the case. Also, Gabby's dad just died and she is not okay.
Nah.
She just got the urn back, so it's not been long. Okay. Okay. So, you are not muted. You're not muted. You're like, hold on, I'll be right back. Click. Nope, you're still here. You're still with us. Okay. All right. So, Gabrielle and Sir are reunited, and it feels so good. It's been a long time, almost 20 years. Where am I? Doesn't matter, because soon you'll be burning in hell. What a line. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. So, why now, Gabby? Why do you want to kill me now? I've spent years looking for you. I just couldn't find you. I know that 20 years has passed between us, but I know when you're lying. You're in pain, Gabrielle. Something has happened because he always says everything so flowery. Something has happened that has ignited this plan to kill me. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Edit the embers of hate within you.
Precisely. That's exactly how he talks. It's like so weird. And then she says, because she's just as weird, she goes, make a sound and I will make sure that your death is long and excruciating. Don't try me. So then Margaret comes in and she's like, it's about Jamie. I'm crying. Trent called a pipe burst at the bus station and the ground it was excavated and there were remains. And we have to test the remains. But it's been there over 12 years and it's going to take forever for a DNA test because that's how DNA tests really work in the real world, not like they do on television.
So for this episode, we're going to pretend that we are in the real world.
Yeah, but only this time. Watch Forensics Files, you idiot. You'd know then. All right. So then, she's like crying and she's upset. Trent's on his way over. He's got the evidence. Okay, great. Gabby, oh, there's an urn there. When'd you get that? I'm sorry. I'm in here and you're grieving. And I'm like, it's all about me. And she's like, no, it's fine. We can both have problems at the same time, even though everyone acts like we can't. What if it's Jamie and he's been at the bus station this whole time? How cruel would that be?
That would be so.
That would have been horrible. That would have been so sad. I hated that. Anyway, moving on. So Margaret's freaking out. Gabby's like, look, we don't know anything. Let's just wait until we figure out what's going on. Just wait. We don't have the information. Where's Trent? This is killing me. Like, let's just get everything going. He's just a few minutes away. So anyway, he brings in the evidence, okay? And there's evidence and there's shoes that are Jamie's shoes, maybe. They looked pretty nondescript to me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how did they get on another kid from North Carolina? And also, how did the lady from North Carolina get the body there and then dump it there? These are the questions I have. It doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, there's clattering down in the basement because guess what? It's Sir, and he's doing things. Oh, my favorite, because we say this in my household a lot, so this is my favorite. Here we go. Here's the Don and Zeke portion. Oh, Gabby, Margaret, I wish I could be there for you right now. Dude, nobody's stopping you from leaving your house. Listen, I know it's difficult for you to understand given your limited intelligence. But agoraphobia is a real disorder. It's all good, though. You keep showing your ass. That is the saying in my house. We say that when people are being jerks. Okay. Oh, what was that loud sound in the basement? Nothing. I was just working on something and I left my tools down there. They probably just fell. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We should both go pick them up. That's not weird. But then Trent comes in and he's got a box full of evidence. with her son's filthy shoes and a really broken down book. And okay, we're putting a rush on the DNA test, but it'll take some time. Oh, these are Jamie's shoes. He was wearing them the day that he disappeared. Did you even check the size? Anyway. Okay. Gabby's still sad about her dad dying, obviously. That's the bulk of this episode, honestly. She keeps thinking about Sir, is what she says. And Lacey's like, that's weird. You haven't talked about him in a really long time. And she's like, oh, yeah, grief does funny things to your mind. I don't have him in the basement.
Don't look in the basement.
It's just tools. Don't worry about it. So she's having panic attacks, and that is rough. They're going to study the file. Okay. They're studying the file. She goes down to the basement. Seems you have a case. How did you know that? Just because I've been keeping a low profile for 20 years doesn't mean I don't know everything about you, Gabrielle. Your success rate finding missing people is impressive. You've been on nearly every magazine cover and talk show. Mosley and Associates is a success. You are brilliant, as always. But given how personal Jamie's case is, you don't say his name. He's just like, bro, I'm emotionally detached. I could help. I don't need you. I never did. I'm brilliant. I was brilliant before you. I'll be brilliant after you're gone. Now strip. What? That's going to be clipped into edits.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I can see him now. I can see him now. And, it's not appropriate, but it's fine. He'll get undressed, but he needs some help because he's tied up. That'll also be in the clips. The edits are going to be rich this week. Then there's a text, and as it turns out, Sir was able to free himself and chooses to stay a victim. So there's that. She's got a gun. She comes down there and she's like, you had the audacity to touch my father's obituary. I'm going to hold this pew-pew to your head because you're DEAD now. And he's like, okay, please don't. And then she's like, say this script. And it's a confession. And anyway, it's some emotional damage and some really craziness. And yeah. Then they're like, yeah, the remains aren't Jamie's. They're not. And he's like, when I was upstairs, I saw the police file. There were remnants of a book. It's not Jamie's. It's this book called A Playground of Verses. Apparently, it had a controversial poem in it. I don't even know if this book is real. I don't even care. I don't even care. Maybe it's from 2017. Maybe it's from 2007. Does anybody know? Maybe. The librarian certainly doesn't, but she does because she's a liar. Anyway, Gabby calls the librarian. The librarian has a very weird fake North Carolinian accent. It's fine. I'm not angry. It's totally fine. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so sorry. I'm scrolling through. Okay. So third edition. There are remnants of a book. Playground of Verses. She's claiming that she did the work. She didn't. Sir did. She does that a lot in the early episodes, so it makes sense. Just following that storyline. Gabby, you're incredible. I have no idea how you do it. I have a man locked in my basement. I mean, I just followed the clues found with the remains. That's it. Don't worry about it. Say that again?
Critical thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just smart. You guys are just dumb. You guys are just so dumb. So the pipes at the bus station have burst on several occasions. 3 separate times over 12 years. So, Anyway, according to the Codabar system, that book is from a public library in North Carolina. Shut your mouth. No, it's not. Why would someone travel 300 miles to DC for a bus station? I don't know. Still doesn't make any sense. Okay, so they're going to call the librarian. Her name is Sue Ellen. Because of course it is. Shut up. Shut your filthy mouth. People here have normal names. You're a liar. I've never met a Sue Ellen in my life.
Yeah, me either.
Shut it. Okay. I'm going to read comments again. All right. Durga, I got to come back to you because you've been leaving comments and I've been ignoring them. I'm so sorry. You know, this episode really made me think about how Margaret was acting when Gabby kidnapped Sir. Like, Gabby has really been there for her team and they were treating her like a common criminal. The crazy thing is, I doubt she looked for him because I doubt Sir was ever that far from her. I feel like he's been her unknown shadow for years. Oh, yeah, he has because he followed her to college and everything. And she said, Gabby has been gaslighting the team and world for a year. She has. Okay, so Sue Ellen, made up name. That's fake, but whatever. I'm Gabby Mosley. I need you to tell me about a book out of the library. Oh, Earth Sciences, hun. Second shelf from the top. You'll love it. Oh, sorry about that. Ew, horrible. It was so bad. I hated it. Playground of Verses. Oh, what a wonderful selection. Oh, yes, dear, I'm a bit of a book lover. No surprise, considering where I work. Ha ha ha. I also am a kidnapper. My motto is learn and live, you know? Not live and learn. What even is that? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What does that even mean? It's so stupid.
I don't think they know it.
I think the writers thought they really had something there. Do you know what I mean? They're like, that's good. Like somebody said that. They're like, what if it was learn and live? What if it was the opposite? And they're like, that's so good. You've really got something there. That you didn't. I'm so sorry. You didn't. It's not something good. It was dumb and bad. And also, how is that the linchpin of the case? The dumbest line. But okay. Do you have the book? Yeah, I have the 3rd edition, but it's not from 2015 or whatever. It's from 2007. And I'm sure because I'm a librarian and you should trust everything. Even though I didn't even touch a computer to look anything up, I'm literally just saying it. And I'm in a library full of thousands of books. And it made me so angry. I coded our entire school library. It's over 4,000 books.
Wow.
When I tell you that I touched every single one of those books at least 3 times because I had to code them for ISBN, then I had to put them into the system, then we had to make sure that they were like labeled correctly on the side. I touched those books 3 individual times. I cannot tell you what books we have in our library. And that's only 4,000. 4,000, as it turns out, isn't really that many. In comparison to a full library. We have a library in a little room. It's like 5 shelves and it's 4,000 books. You're in that big library and you know everything about every book. You liar. You lie. Anyway. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. So now she slams her computer shut and she goes down to Sir and she's like, you're dead. You're dead. I'm not going to bother to do any additional research. You lied. And he's like, no, I wouldn't, literally, because you could kill me. And she's like, you said it was the 3rd edition? He's like, it's revised. It's a reissue. I'm so sorry. You hit me in the head, you monster.
Maybe that's passion when you want me to remember things.
My favorite part is he's like, it would only take 1 minute to confirm. Because literally just type it in. Do it on your phone. But no, she grabs her phone to call Zeke. You could have typed it in. But no, she calls Zeke and she's like, look this up. It reminds me of, do you remember Adult Swim? When they would do those Between Two Fern things with Zach Galifianakis?
Kinda.
Okay. There was one. This is burned into my memory. There's one where he kicks a plant, because it was the two ferns. He's literally in between two ferns on a stage. He kicked one of the ferns and he looks at whoever's there and he goes, write that down. That's what it made me think of. Look this up. I'm on my phone, which I could easily use to look it up, but you look this up, Zeke. You're at your house. You're not doing anything anyway. Because you don't leave your house. And that's your fault. Look up this book. Okay, I did. Nope, it's got 2 versions of the 3rd edition. It was reissued because Sir isn't lying. And they detained one of the construction workers. Turns out he's on the sex offender registry. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Okay. And then Sir's like, it's not him. Even though you just said that out loud and I haven't had time to really think or know. Occam's razor, Gabrielle. What? That means the obvious answer is the correct one? So, and she goes, so it has to be the sex offender. And he goes, it's only obvious to the ignorant. Remember what philosopher David Hume said. Beauty is no quality in things themselves. It exists merely in the minds which contemplate them. It's like, oh my God. Everything you guys say to each other is horrible and wordy. Stop. Just stop. And then he's like, this wasn't about lust. It was an affair of the mind. And she goes, this is out of left field. He says that, and she goes, you're not my teacher anymore. What? Oh my God. Okay, I gotta go back. I'm sorry. I gotta go back to Durga's comments because there are a lot of them. All right. The Jamie's body arc was clearly secondary in the writer's room. That woman gave the truth off the top of her head, Hugh. Because Google Gabby, is Gabby a boomer? This was so stupid. It was. It was so dumb. Okay. You're not my teacher anymore. Which is the same way that I told my mom that her boyfriend was not going to be my new dad. Anyway. It was giving the same energy. He's like, look, I know the motivation. I understand it. This is wild, but this is what he says. To yearn to share poetry with a child is about cultivation, indoctrination. It's a passion of a higher calling, not a base desire. You sicko. The person you're looking for is educated, mannered, and literary. Whomever took this child wanted to teach them, make them family. Oh, and then she goes, oh, yes, that old adage, learn and live, not live and learn. She lied to me. Who lied to you? Who was it? I'm going to leave because you don't need to know. Don't worry about it. DNA results are back. They're not Jamie's. They belong to a girl named Eva Logan, and Sue Ellen, the librarian, surprise, she took her from a book fair. And then when Eva wouldn't stop crying, her. That seems like a lot of work for nothing, but okay. Weird choice. And so she got rid of her. And, Gabby's clearly emotional over this. And Sir's like, well, at least your friend's son is still alive. Not a complete loss. Um, and then we get this brilliant portion of the script. I always knew we'd make a dynamic partnership. There is no we. Gabrielle, I too suffer from panic attacks. I never knew the root cause, but if I had to guess, it was my mother and all I endured as a child. And one day, the attack stopped. Do you know what day that was? I don't care. It was the day you walked into my classroom.
Yeah.
The attack stopped because I was filled with a sense of purpose. I had a reason to live. Perhaps my presence here will help you. And she's like, you will never be my reason to live. And he goes, Gabrielle, you and I both know you're not a killer. That's why you haven't done it. And that's why your hands shake when you hold that gun. And she's like, you think you know everything, don't you? The only reason why you're not dead is because you have proved yourself useful. So she's going to keep him there until he's not useful anymore. Or until he breaks out, which is what really happens. Anyway. Oh, for real. Hugh is peak PDF. Yep. 100%. It's actually really sick because I feel like we're constantly given a glimpse into the mind of a sicko. Hugh sounded like a medication commercial for a second. Stop. He did. He did. Anyway, I guess Sue Ellen gets jailed or something. We don't really know. And then weirdly, very weirdly, and I have to look it up. Hold on. I have to look up who sings it because this is like an 80s song. There's a redone 80s song that plays. It's called Obsession and it's by Animotion. I thought it was Animotion. It's by Animotion originally. It's like, it was kind of like a club song. It's like, you are an obsession. You're my obsession. Who do you want me to be to make you stay with me? It also says to make you sleep with me. That's really the words. Anyway, it's like a redone. I don't know, like if Billie Eilish did it. It's like this. You know what? I really want that Animotion song, Obsession, from the 80s. Just heard it in the car the other day on XM radio, the 8 for 80s. I really want that for this episode. But let's make it Billie Eilish. See if she can redo that for us. Oh, can't get Billie? She's too big? Find some other random white girl with a kind of a lilting voice. It'll be fine. It was weird. It was very weird that was the song that they chose. It's like a little too heavy-handed.
What?
It was so weird. It was so weird. I remember that song. Yeah, it was like, honestly, the original probably would have been better in this moment, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, they get a new case. Is it in the future? Is it in the past? God only knows. 65-year-old woman with dementia. Her name's Josephine Johnson, and she's been without her heart medication for 24 hours. Credits. That's it. That's all she wrote, folks. So.
I don't like the way.
It was a weird episode. This was weird. I am not opposed to it because I like when they try like kind of like experimental writing, like new stylings.
Yeah.
That's fine because it gives you something new to watch. It's not like the same, because this show has become a little too formulaic, and I think that they know that. So like switching it up every once in a while is a good call. It is. It's weird. It was a weird episode, but we finally got to see the like right at the beginning of Sir being kidnapped portion, which we wanted to see. We got to learn a little bit more about Jamie and nothing about Famey, but whatever. Just the fact that he smokes cigarettes. That's all I learned about him. Anyway, next week's episode is the one directed by one Kelly Williams, our very own baby Margaret.
Oh, so that to me means some stuff.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Jamie.
This is gonna be, yes, because it's called Missing While Grieving.
Oh,
It's entitled Missing While Grieving. This will air next week, Thursday. We're back on schedule. It was written by Jennifer A. King. Jennifer A. King did write Missing While Difficult at the beginning of this season. Missing While Addicted in season 1. So again, veteran to the show. Kelly Williams, obviously fantastic actress who plays on the show. And then we also have the information for the episode the week after. So that episode will air February 27th. So again, we're following the regular schedule. It's entitled Missing While Matched. So I feel like this might be a dating app one. That would be what I would assume, but who knows? Written by Anthony Hardwick, who is not, directed by Anthony Hardwick, not on here as someone who has been on the show before. And then it's written by Nicole R. Levy, who also wrote Missing While Presumed Dead in this season. And I think that's it so far. Now, I'm trying to remember Missing While Presumed Dead. What's this season? It's in between the one. It was right before the one where it was the girl who was also named Gabby Mosley.
Oh, okay.
It was the episode right before that. Can't remember a ton about it, but anyway, I don't remember like hating it because this season has been pretty good so far. Yeah, pretty good so far. This was probably the weirdest episode we've gotten so far, but again, I'm not
Weird.
mad about it.
Not bad weird, but definitely.
Yeah. Durga says, I really enjoyed the real-time story and Gabby Sir flashbacks Jamie's body I could have done without. Sir has the audacity to say Gabby helped him with his panic attacks, while in turn instilling panic in her is nasty work. Honestly, crazy work. It is. He's nuts. He's nuts. It's nuts. Okay, so here's the thing. We'll be back next week, Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Finding Found, the show in which we find things that maybe were missed on the episode found. Nope, that's not it. Not even close. But whatever, I'm not going to do it. This is live. I can't fix it. So suck it. The guy was at Trent's house missing while dead. The guy that was in witness protection. I felt like that was missing while targeted. I felt like that was more recent. But maybe you're right.
Now I have to.
Maybe you're right. I'll have to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
There is a wiki now for found, but I cannot go on it while I'm live because we all know how bad wiki is for pop-ups. Any wiki is bad. It's all bad. Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and I vowed at the beginning of this episode that I will make sure that I put the stream link up on Thursdays. I'm going to try to do it on Thursdays. So, all right. Well, we are going to call it quits because we have gone long today because we had our whole little thing at the beginning. And then also we talked a lot about Buffy. And I do want to talk more about that, but like, we'll just wait. We'll wait till there's more information, but I do want to talk more about that. So, if you liked this, please like it. And if you like us, please subscribe. And I don't care if you do the notification or anything. But like if you want notifications, click that bell. I hate myself. If you want us to talk about Buffy, please leave a comment about that. If you're interested in us talking about we can talk some Buffy. Oh, we could start now. We could start right now. We could just start watching seasons and start talking about it now because that I love that show.
Definitely in the
I'm hearing a crunching sound
over here.
but I don't know how or why. Where's my dog? I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, she's chewing something, but I don't know what she has to chew. Have a great night. To you also, Durga. You are our bestie. We love you so much. Thank you for being here and for being so fun and for having such good ideas. We like that.
Love it.
Anyway, we'll see you next week and hopefully we'll be on time.
Hopefully.
I mainly said that for me. It was not Takira. It was definitely me having a mental breakdown. But anyway, we love you so much. You're the best. Thank you for watching. We love you, love you, love you, love you. And we hope to see you next week for more fun and giggles. Because we laugh a lot during this because the show is ridiculous. Please, I'm rewatching season 1 now. Oh my gosh. Okay, look, we're going to end the stream. We'll talk about it, okay? No promises. But I love that. All right.